Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Off the Cuff. We appreciate you being here. Today we're going to be a pre-recorded show, which doesn't mean it's not going to be unscripted. It's still going to be unscripted, and we're going to show it. But off the cuff, for those of you who's the first time here, what's going to happen is we interview very, very interesting people. Today we have somebody that I respect very, very much. I'm going to have her introduce herself in a second. And we're going to go off topic. We're going to say we're going to go off the cuff. We'll go off for a few minutes, come back in. You never know where it's going to land. So you want to watch to the end because you don't know what this person's going to say at the very, very end. Okay, I'm here with my co-host Sheba. Those of you I know, there's that smile, right? Sheba, introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone.
Well, thank you again for coming and helping me, Sheba. And I'd like this person to introduce herself. I think she's very, very interesting. She's helped me quite a bit with my business, and I appreciate her being here. She's going to be under the playlist called Cliff's Coaching Circle, which is a new part. She's a coach, and I appreciate her. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. My name is Dena Farish, and I help you create your content and get everything in your digital space operating in the best way for you to make money while you sleep. I am the founder of Dena Does Digital, and I am here to talk about all things messaging, marketing, and being in the online space with you. Thank you for calling me interesting, by the way.
Go ahead. Sheba, I know you had some questions because you had talked to Dena not too long ago.
So Dena,
yes.
How do you explain the love-hate relationship that most people have with digital marketing and social media?
Yeah, so it's interesting because it is a necessity nowadays for most businesses. What the being online does is it creates social validation. And most people, before they make decisions with their wallet, check to see your social validation. So it is, in many cases, a necessary beast. However, I feel like there are many ways that you can leverage your comfortability to do it well and to create that social validation that your business needs.
What is a digital space? You use the word digital space, and I'm not that smart. Tell me what digital space is.
I mean, this is it. We're in it right now, right? So anything that you do on the internet, whether it's your website, your social media, even your email marketing, anything that people can access digitally on their phone, on their computer, for me, fits on the umbrella of digital space.
Interesting. So, Sheba, I know you do a lot with Reels. Is Reels considered digital space?
Absolutely.
So you do a lot of social media and stuff like that, and you get some traction.
I try. Dena, you've been an immense help to me, and I thank you for that. What Dena has specifically taught me is that there is not one formula, but there are basics that you have to follow. But then the bottom line is that you have to find your individual niche, and it's about, authenticity and putting yourself out there.
And that's 100% it, if I'm being honest, because you can smell inauthentic.
I took a shower today.
Off the cuff. I wasn't talking about you
for a second, if I may. Can we go off the cuff for a second and ask you about your tie?
Oh, so I don't like to promote business and stuff like that unless I'm getting paid. And so off the cuff today, this is an M&M tie, but it's not really an M&M tie. It's a character tie. And the reason I tell you it's the difference is I once worked for a food company, where we were not allowed to use another product's particular thing. And I wore this tie. And this exact tie, I ended up getting temporarily, I'm going to say, fired, because I was on a TV show. I was on a newscast for the restaurant. And what happened was I was wearing this tie. I got called out on it. And I got fired. I hired an attorney, and guess what? I won my case because this is not an M&M tie. This is a M&M character tie. So I was not promoting M&Ms. I was promoting the characters. But good question. Do you know how many different types of M&Ms there are?
I don't, but which color is your favorite?
Red is my favorite.
Red. I'm going to go green.
And how about you?
Blue.
Blue. Okay. But I'm going to ask you the question, Miss Digitality.
I know they just came out with the peanut butter and jelly one too.
Did they really? I didn't get that one.
Yeah, so that's not in your count.
No.
That's not in your count then.
Okay, go ahead.
So add that one to your count. Okay. I'm going to say 12.
Okay. Take a guess.
16.
Okay. The correct answer to this, according to Wikipedia this morning, was 10 varieties. However, it doesn't count the seasonal ones.
Oh, okay.
So you've got this pumpkin or whatever, candy cane and all that other stuff. But what the peanut butter and jelly sounds interesting. I'm going to get a peanut butter and jelly, or we're going to do a show on peanut butter and jelly, because I think there should be peanut butter and jelly Oreo cookies. Oops, I'm not supposed to mention the brand name, but at any rate, there's 87 types of Oreos. We discussed on another show. Let's come back in and get back into some 87 different types of Oreos.
Well, I'll share with you. I think what people make the biggest mistake when it comes to the online space is that they share things online thinking it's going to resonate, but the reality is nobody gives a shit.
But you can't say that on YouTube. Strike that. She meant to say people don't give a poop.
Yeah, that makes me think of the poop emoji, right? But that's also digital space,
Off the cuff,
right?
off the cuff.
Listen, off the cuff, when you say poop, that's synonymous in my head. I immediately
With the emoji.
Wow.
Emoji in my mind. And this is why the digital space is actually so powerful.
Okay.
Because all you have to do is say the word poop. And in my mind, I equate it to something that doesn't live anywhere but on a phone or on
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could we go off the cuff for a second
Let's
and maybe
do
you
it.
could help explain it? Emojis. Do you use emojis in your
I'm
text messages?
I'm an overuser, according to my children.
An overuser emojis. Dena, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, when she's talking to her kids, I think it's wonderful.
Okay.
When it comes to being online, so AI is a fabulous tool to use to create content. However, there are a few AI programs that are very recognizable based on one thing only, and that is emojis.
Okay.
So I love emojis from time to time. I actually love the poop emoji, and I use it in my own marketing many ways. However, you want to use a lot of discernment. You want to use a lot of discernment.
Wait, what does discernment mean?
You want to, gosh, off the cuff, let's do some dictionary work because I can.
Okay, go ahead.
You want to be intentional with it, okay? Instead of
Right.
just copy and pasting from an AI generator, you want to be a little bit more intentional. So you can absolutely use emojis to create a more emotional effect, which is what we absolutely need in the digital space. However, we want to not overuse them because, as Sheba said, it does indicate that perhaps we're of a different generation.
Yes.
Right?
Oh,
And that's
Yes.
okay if
Okay.
that's your market. But if that's not your market, these younger generations are going to sniff that out from
Mhm.
miles and miles away.
you're not saying sniff because of the poop emoji, are you?
Still not the poop, and you still smell lovely. You still smell lovely.
Well, it's
so
funny you say that because I overuse it to annoy my kids because I know it's,
it's connection.
Yeah.
That's connection,
because
right?
it's like their boomer mom is, or
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they're going to tell you that immediately. But what you use it for is so beautiful because you use it for emotional connection to your children.
Got it.
Right. So there is an appropriate way to use an emoji in the digital space that creates a connection.
Mhm.
And then there's an overuse that just kind of indicates how old you actually are,
Yes.
who your market is not. Right. And sometimes it just, people just scroll by it because they're not interested.
Right. So you had mentioned, and let's go back to the topic. You had mentioned that people don't give a poop. What do you mean by that?
Right. I'm going to say people don't give a crap if you're okay with that.
You okay with crap?
I like
We're gonna
that.
change it to crap or
too.
poop. We just can't say that other word. Okay, go ahead.
People don't give a crap, right? So a lot of times we ourselves as business owners or independent business owners, we think that we want to share all of our accolades, all of our experience. We want to validate who we are and the experience we have. And the reality is most times on the online space, nobody gives a crap.
Right. So you're bringing up a good point. Can we go off the cuff for a second?
Let's go off.
I've spent a lot of time on social media or even on YouTube where I come up with things that I think are going to be fantastic.
Mhm.
And it's going to go a great distance. And want to know something? I get 1 or 2 likes. I get no subscribers.
Right.
And yet I can do something with a dog, my dogs, and next thing you know, this thing is going viral. Why is that?
People don't care about what you've done. They care about who you are and if they can relate to you authentically. So
Okay.
I would imagine, Cliff, for you, when you talk about the failures you've had in business, that gets a lot of engagement because
Yes.
people can see sameness and see themselves
Got it.
in the authentic truth that says, hey, I'm not this perfect businessman who always made the best decisions. My life goes up and down. And Shiva, same with you. I would imagine that people love the content that you share about people's cluttered homes because
Right.
immediately it levels the playing field.
Can we go off a cuff for a second?
Let's do
Because I
it.
don't want to confuse our guests here. Sheba, tell us about your business. And again, Sheba's with me. We're part of this, so she could talk about her business and get away with it. Go ahead, Sheba.
I am the founder and owner of Shore Simplicity, a professional organizing business based in Monmouth County, New Jersey.
Okay. And you do a lot on social media.
I do a lot on social media, and I mean, Dena's been a huge help. I'm one of those people that has a love-hate relationship, but it's getting easier with her help. And I think that the biggest thing that Dena has taught me is authenticity. Get people to know you so that they trust you. And you taught me, what problem am I solving for you? What's in it for them? Why
Right.
should they keep watching?
Right. So Dina, if we go back to topic, so are you suggesting that if you can tie emotion into whatever digital venue you're using, you're going to get more people to, what's the right word?
Engage.
Engage with you?
Absolutely. Emotion is the key indicator of if people are going to comment, if they're going to relate, if they're going to want to learn more and follow you. If you make that emotional connection, it is so much easier for you to have then conversations with people, and conversations in the digital space, if done right, lead to conversions and more sales for your business.
Okay. So what is the best way when you're starting out in the digital space? What would you suggest to those in the audience that really aren't engaged in digital space, or better yet, started something? So I know probably a dozen people have started a YouTube channel and they just stopped doing it because it wasn't taking off as fast as they wanted to. And a lot of it is done by algorithms and all this other stuff, and people try to figure it out. But if somebody was starting off, what would be the best way for them to get engaged?
My first two pieces of advice would be, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Whatever it is you're promoting or selling or sharing, somebody's already done it and they've done it successfully. So find those people and see what type of content they are pushing out and mirror it. Now, don't copy it, mirror it with your authentic truth, because your personal story and your reason for doing what you do is going to be different, but mirror it. Somebody's already done it. And the second thing I'm going to tell everybody is to just post the content. Don't worry about perfection. A lot of times social media is a numbers game, and not every piece of content you put out there is going to hit. And I've had that, and I'm going to go off the cuff real quickly. I've had that just like you, Cliff, where I have come up with a banger of a post, and I was like, everybody's going to love this. This is going to go viral. And I check it hours later, and just like my one girlfriend who wants to support me engaged with it, and my heart was smashed to pieces. And so what we need to do, especially when it comes to social media, is detach our emotions from it. It's not personal.
Right.
It's not personal.
That's really
and
good
it's
advice.
not about perfection. It's about quantity. Quality will matter, because if people don't like what you're saying, they're not going to engage. But with quantity, with repetition, you get better. You get to see what people are into more, and then you can feed your audience that emotional connection.
Right.
Dena, could you also explain about what it's about how important momentum is with social media?
Yeah. So social media, once you start to see that things are picking up, you can't stop, right? And it is a little bit.
It's a snowball rolling down a hill.
It is in a very, very big way.
But really, it's a poop ball rolling down the hill.
A prop ball. And again, my head goes straight to that
emoji, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So once you start to see some traction, it's really time to kind of kick it in gear a little bit more. And here's the truth about social media: it can become a second job for you. It's absolutely time consuming. So you do want to do your best to make sure you're hitting the correct marks and snagging people within the first 2 seconds of anything you post. Otherwise, they're just going to continue to scroll.
No, that's a good point.
Dena, for a lot of small business owners, they struggle, and I can say for myself, on what is too much and what's not enough.
Yeah, there's no such thing as too much. There's absolutely no such thing as too much. And I know some business owners wonder, I don't want to annoy people. I don't want to put people off. However, you want to expand your audience, right? In so many ways, you're on social media because you want your audience to grow. And you are not going to know what they are interested in until you try everything. And so detach from emotion. There's no such thing as too much. Do you know if people get annoyed? Do you know what they do? They unfollow or they unsubscribe.
Right.
And we all have that power within us. Or if they're just a troll, they tell you in your comments, I hate what you're posting. And that's not a bad thing either, because if you're triggering people in the online space, you're still connecting emotionally.
You're still relevant.
You're still relevant.
Even if they hate you.
But let them be in their comments. They are bumping you up in the algorithm.
It's true.
Right. And that makes a lot of
sense.
sense.
Too.
That makes a lot of sense.
I think the advice of not taking things personally is so important, because as business owners, our businesses are our babies, right? But there has to be a level of detachment there.
It's 100%, because first of all, you can't let it ruin your day as an entrepreneur. You can't let it ruin your day, right? You have to use the discernment again, which I still can't define. However, you have to mitigate your stress, and being stressed out over how many likes you got is not helpful for you in your business.
Right.
And really, when you're first starting out, it's a numbers game. So detach emotionally. I say kiss it up to God, let it be, and see what happens.
Dena, in the digital space, especially social media, there's a lot of, I don't know if this is a word or not, you use it all the time, it's a non-authentic, like Sheba brings up a valid point. You need to be authentic the whole time. But a lot of times it's all masked. And people that share things on social media, they share the best pictures, they do this, they do that. And it's sort of like something that's a false perception that people have of people. Is that a problem?
Is it a problem? It's a problem if you're not aware enough that you are only seeing the highlight reel of somebody's life or
Yes.
somebody's business. You know, to think that anybody is in a place of perfection in their personal or professional life is just incorrect. We're
Right.
all imperfect human beings. And so if you can just keep in mind that you're only seeing the highlight of these particular people, then you can mitigate your emotions that you put towards it.
Right.
I
Right.
think the people that tend to do the best are the people that share their dirty laundry and share their shame.
Right.
The one thing we all have in common as human beings are stories of shame, right? And some of us torture ourselves with those stories. However, I believe that the only way we heal is when we share those things. And maybe being online and sharing that doesn't feel comfortable for you, but there are places that you can go. You share your shame. When you share your shame, you feel seen. And you feel a sameness to somebody. And right away, that creates an emotional connection. They learn to, as you say, Cliff, know you, like you, trust you.
Right.
And then they're invested in what you are going to share.
Right.
And now you're validating the feelings of your potential customers, your consumers, right?
I think the most important feeling you can give somebody is this person's just like me. When somebody can mentally connect to this person is just like me, it breaks down the barriers. They're able to be vulnerable a lot more quickly. Right. And so you make a connection with a digital stranger or a person online. And then if this is your intention, you have the opportunity to help them, because we're all in business at the end of the day.
Right.
We love to make money, but we're of service to other people in some way, especially in the coaching space. We are here to be of service. So at the end of the day, never lose sight of the fact that you are here to help people. That's the intention behind all of this, right? And nobody gives a crap about anything else.
Right. That's a very, very valid point. And as you know, the discussions we've had in the past, I don't care what business you're in, whether you're selling candles or anything like that. It doesn't really matter. You're in the people business. No matter what you do, it's a people business, whether you're solving a problem, whether you're providing a service, it doesn't really matter. And so, at the end of the day, it's, again, people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust.
Right.
So I think
they're hiring you. They're not hiring your business. They're not hiring your product. They're hiring you.
That's right, especially on the small business entrepreneurial level, because there's so many options. Listen, I'm not the only game in town, and I tell people right away when they get on the call with me, I'm not going to be the cheapest option. You can go to Upwork or Fiverr and find somebody across the pond that's going to do this for you for pennies.
Yeah.
But if you want me to be a teammate and support your work, well, then I'm the right person.
So that goes back to, I think, what Sheba was saying earlier, is people want to do business with you, right? It's your credibility, and you know what? You're fully transparent with people, and you and I have engaged over, I don't know how many years now, but we're very, very straightforward, and we're not afraid to tell each other something with thinking we're going to hurt their feelings, right? Because you have to take that emotion out, and I think that's very, very important, to take the emotion out. One of the things Sheba and I were talking the other day about the YouTube channel, right? So we're at, I don't know, we're at 13,000 subscribers at this point, and we've only started on August 11th. But I think the difference for me is, in the beginning, I was chasing an algorithm until, to your point, I started looking at people that were very successful in it. And some of these people said the same thing. If I'm chasing the algorithm, I'm not giving my viewers what they're looking for. So just be authentic, be what you want to do. And you know what? Don't chase the algorithm. Don't try and fool it, because you're not going to fool it. Because what's the one thing that all of these social media platforms do from time to time?
They change their algorithm.
They change their algorithm, right?
So and they don't let you know.
They don't let you know. So their point was, and I think they're 100% right, that you need to be authentic in what you're doing, and be more concerned with servicing your customer, or your customer base or potential customer, and be authentic, to your point. And if they resonate with you and they want to do business, that's a great thing.
Yeah. Can I go off the cuff maybe just one last time?
Go right ahead.
I think the older I get, what attracts me to people, whether they're a client or just somebody I choose to follow, is vulnerability. Right. And when you are willing, especially as a business owner, to share your vulnerability in the online space, you connect. Vulnerability helps us all grow. Right. And it gives people a level playing field.
Correct. And so you're leveling the playing field by being vulnerable. And when you're being vulnerable, there's also a good chance that you're tying in with somebody emotionally, right?
100%.
Because what I know is we all don't have perfect lives, and we all have secrets within our families, and we all have the exact same problems. It's just a different name, just a different haircut, just a different something else. We all deal with
Different
it.
tie.
Different tie, different tie, exactly. So at the end of the day, it's we're all in the same. We all have the same issues. We just choose to handle them differently, or you know, just coexist with each other.
Exactly.
So we're going to wrap this up. Sheep, anything you want to add?
No, this has been great. Dena, thanks for coming.
I appreciate it. And once again, Dena, why don't you tell our guests how they can reach out to you, and we'll make sure we put it in our description.
Oh, I'd love that. My website is denafarish.com. It's my email address is hello@denafarish, or please find me on social media where you will see me sharing my shame and my successes, because they do go hand in hand, and you will find me being vulnerable so that I make an emotional connection.
Hello
At Dena
Farish.
Farish.
Hello.
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 Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Why hello? How did you come up with hello?
It's actually very common.
Is it really?
It is. It's a very,
I don't think I've seen info ad. I've seen
Yeah.
people's name, but
well,
hello.
yeah, hello. Again, it's emotional. It levels the playing field. I'm not info. I'm a real person. I want people to know when they're emailing me, they're going to get a real person. I'm not support at Dena Farish. I'm not info at Dena Farish. I'm not even Dena at Dena Farish. I am just a hello, because when I make a first introduction with somebody, it's just a conversation.
Right. Very good. So we're going to wrap up this session. I want to thank you for those people that have watched us this far, and we're going to subscribe. Dena, if you can just give one more thing for the people that came all the way and watched us to the end, could you give them one nugget
Yeah,
that they can walk away with?
I'm going to give you almost my favorite social media tip or content tip. The first sentence or your first line is called a hook, and it has to grab somebody's attention. When you grab somebody's attention with your hook, they read through your story, and then they get to your call to action or your offer, which is always where we want to lead people.
All right. Thank you again for watching. Please subscribe if you've not done so far, and share this. We appreciate it.